Hello. I am James, and I live in Manchester in the UK. And you're listening to English with a Brew, a podcast where I talk about different day-to-day topics to help you learn English the most natural way possible. And that is only by listening to it. And if you want to support this podcast, read transcripts, and get exclusive access to more episodes, go to patreon.com/English with a Brew. As we say in Manchester, get a brew on, and let's get started. Today, in this episode, I am going to talk about today, because today is the 20th of June, and it's a little different, or maybe a little special for some people. Because today is a day we call the summer solstice. It's the day, or the name we give, to the longest day of the year. The sunrise, when the sun comes above the horizon, is the earliest it is all year. And sunset, when the sun goes below the horizon, is the latest it is all year. And after today, the days get a little bit shorter every day, and the nights a little longer. And technically, here in the UK and some other countries, it's the first official day of summer. So in this episode, I'm going to try to explain in simple English why it happens, or the science behind why it happens, and if it's important here in the UK. The summer solstice happens because of how the Earth moves around the sun. The Earth goes around, or orbits, the sun in a big circle, and one circle takes 1 year, or 365 days. The Earth is also tilted, or angled slightly to one side. It's not straight up and down. This tilt is what makes the days longer in the summer and shorter in the winter. And on the summer solstice today, the North Pole is tilted closest to the sun. It's facing the sun. And this is why we have the longest day. In some places, for example, some countries like Norway, there are places where in the longest days of the year, the sun does not set, never sets. And so the sun is in the sky, is visible all day. And on the opposite side of the Earth, the South Pole is furthest away from the sun. And so on the other side of the world right now, it's actually the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. In the same place in Norway, for example, during the winter solstice, the sun never rises, so it's dark all day. Here in the UK, not everyone celebrates the summer solstice. It's not a big, really important day here in the UK, at least not anymore. There are people that probably don't even know that today is the summer solstice. But there are still some people that celebrate it, and there are some old traditions that people enjoy. And they come from various cultures and religions. One famous place here in England that is closely associated with the summer and winter solstices is Stonehenge. Have you heard of it? It's a big circle of huge, heavy stones. And people think that it was built about 5,000 years ago. And the stones are positioned or placed so that they align with the sun on the longest and the shortest days of the year. And even now, thousands of people go there to celebrate the summer solstice every year. They have a party or festival. There's music and dancing, and people bring food and drinks. Some festivals have bonfires, and a bonfire is just a big fire. And people gather around the bonfire. They sing and tell stories. For them, it's a time to think about, to be close to, and to appreciate nature. On the solstice, many people in the UK also like to watch the sun set. It can be a beautiful sight. People find a pretty place to sit and watch the colours change in the sky. It is a calm and special way to end the longest day of the year. One day, I would love to go to Stonehenge and join the celebrations, but not this year. So I will find a way to celebrate it, to commemorate it here at home. But I'm interested to know, what about where you live? Do you celebrate the summer solstice? What are you doing today, if you do? Let me know. And that's everything for today's episode of English with a Brew. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did or if you didn't, and tell me which topics you'd like to hear me talk about in future episodes. And don't forget, you can read the transcript for this episode and get access to more exclusive content over on my Patreon page. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is where you are right now. Take care.